What would you say if the thing that you're actually most proud of, your work ethic, your grind, your willingness to outwork everyone, is actually the exact thing keeping your business from breaking through and working without you? I know that's not comfortable to hear. I've just watched too many smart, hardworking business owners hit a ceiling that they can't break through with effort alone. And they keep doing the same thing, working harder. Today, I want to offer you a different answer, a different option. I'm Dan Bro, your guide to creating a stable, consistent business that doesn't rely on you. Let's face it, you were sold a story that success equals sacrifice. The harder you work, the more you grind, the more you earn. Grind now, freedom later. And that stuff works for a while. It got you here, right? You have to work hard. That's what they told you. But here's the problem. Hard work doesn't scale. Your hours can't scale forever. Your energy can't scale forever. Your attention can't scale. When your results are tied directly to your personal effort and only your personal effort, you have built yourself a very good ceiling. You are the ceiling. You are the bottleneck in the business, because if everything relies on you, it will never exceed how much you are willing to work. And unfortunately, we all need to sleep. We all need to have lives. We all need to rest. And there's only so many hours in the day. So more work, more hours, more effort cannot be the answer. I know where you are. I've been there. You're busy, always busy. Busy becomes your default state. Problems come to you because you solve them. And you do a good job. You've become an expert at solving problems. And decisions come to you because people know that you can solve that problem for them. So the requests never stop. The emails, the texts, the phone calls, the Slack messages, the Telegram never stops. You can't take a real vacation. You've tried. You know what happens. I've been there on vacation with my family. My team is calling me, texting me, because everything needs my approval. It's my decision, my system. I wasn't on vacation. I was just working from somewhere else. And revenue might even be growing, but so is the pressure, so is the weight, so is the complexity, the exhaustion, the sense that the bigger the business gets, the more trapped you become, because that's the reality. If the business is built on your effort, you are the load-bearing wall of this structure, of this house that you have built that you call your business. You are the sole load-bearing wall. If you step out, everything will crumble. And you know that to a degree. And people say, oh, just step away. Just step out. You got to remove yourself from the day-to-day operations. You got to work on the business, not in it. That's great advice for someone who has the systems, team structure, and leadership to step out. But if you are the sole load-bearing wall and you don't have other structure and systems and people to support it when you step out, everything's going to fall apart. So terrible advice if you're not ready for it. Good long-term plan. But if you're not ready, yeah, it's all going to fall apart. And unfortunately, more effort isn't the answer. More effort is the source of the problem. You've maxed out the most expensive, non-renewable resource you have, your time. So if we imagine something different, 6 months from now, a year from now, 3 months from now, revenue's growing and your hours and your stress are actually down. Your team is handling things that used to require you. You're not on every email thread. You're not in every decision. You're not handling all the revenue. You actually have space to think. You have space to build. You have space to work on the business and not in it. And you have space to be present with your family, with your friends, with yourself. Not always on your phone, not always in your email, not always texting. That's not luck. That's not just a bigger team. That's leverage. And I've hit this wall myself. I had built businesses off of my work ethic. I was proud of it. But I got to a point where effort alone couldn't get me to the next level. I started studying businesses and business owners who were not just successful, but independent and free. The ones whose revenue grew while their hours stayed the same or actually dropped. The one where they could come back from a vacation to a business that hadn't stalled. And the pattern I found was always the same. It wasn't talent, it wasn't connections, it wasn't luck, it was leverage. And this is the exact thing that the business owners that I work with have learned to implement into their businesses. One client, he was working like crazy, burning himself out. Everything relied on him. He was even thinking about leaving the business. I've been there too. Revenue's okay, but it's all too heavy. 3 months into working together, he had already saved 12 hours per week, reduced his time by 12 hours. And then at the 6-month mark, we freed up another 10 hours. Now, you might say, well, yeah, but I like working. Great. Now you get to work on the stuff you actually want to work on that doesn't drain you and you don't hate. You get to choose what you work on. And because of that, this client in particular that I'm talking about did that. So he freed up another 10 hours beyond the 12 hours he already saved and simultaneously had his best month ever. They were going from 20 to 30,000 a month to 140,000 a month. This is not a coincidence. This is intentional. This is leverage. So leverage is the force multiplier. It's how you get more output from the same or less input. And there are 5 forms that every business owner should understand. One is people. Every person on your team is a multiplier. When they are pointed in the right direction, when they are working on the right things, when they know where they're going, why they're doing it, you're clearly communicating with them, they can produce easy 10 times what they cost. The next is systems. A system is a decision that you get to make once and then it runs forever. It's a checklist, a process, a standard operating procedure. Every time you document how something should be done, your step-by-step process, the purpose of it, and watch the other video on how to delegate a task or project to go over this in more detail. But every time you do this, you step out of that loop permanently and it no longer requires you. The next one is capital. Money deployed correctly works while you sleep. If you hold on to money and you hoard it, it will dwindle and die. Unfortunately, inflation's a real thing. So literally, the longer you just hold on to money and don't do anything with it, the less valuable it is. But money put into the right marketing, the right tools, the right people compounds. It grows without you growing your hours. Next, let's face it, media and content. This is underestimated by most people. This is the stuff that can build your brand, your awareness, your lead gen forever. You can put in an hour of time and that can pay off for years. Next, tech, AI. If you look at the different things you do, see what can get automated, see what can get leveraged with AI, with tech, with systems. These are things that I'm able to do things today in an hour or less that previously would have taken me literal weeks. We're just living in a different world. So if you leverage these things, you leverage people, systems, money, content, tech, you will be able to do so much more with so much less. So here's the question I want you to sit with. Right now in your business, what is the single biggest consumer of your time and energy right now? What is the most draining for you? And which of these 5 forms of leverage could eliminate that or dramatically reduce it? Pick one, just one for right now. We don't need to overwhelm you. But this week, pick one and start taking real steps toward achieving it. We're not here to add more hours. We're here to add more leverage. Every owner who breaks through the ceiling does it the same way. They stop trying to outwork the problem and they start to use leverage to get through it. The ones who stay stuck keep adding hours, keep carrying the weight, keep building businesses that can't grow without them. You don't need to work harder. You need leverage. Now, if you want to discuss a detailed plan of action to make all this real for you and create a business that's stable, consistent, doesn't depend on you, click on the link below to schedule a strategy session. We will use that time to create clear steps for you on what it takes to have the business that you want. And if you want to see more of this type of action-based tips and strategies, don't forget to like and subscribe. So I'll see you next time. From Dan Bro, your guide to creating a stable, consistent business that doesn't depend on you.